I was reading through your biography, and boy, you've done a lot.
I have, yes, thank you. Hi.
Hi. Do you enjoy acting more than producing and directing, or do you enjoy the whole thing?
Well, I'm an actor and producer. I don't do directing. I haven't tried yet. It was something on my mind, but not at the moment. I trained as an actor, and eventually I realized that if I do want to get things done, I have to wear more hats than just being a good actor. And so I got into producing that way, first producing for stage, and then short films, and also this feature film, Angel by Thursday.
I think we live in that age again. It's come around again where we have to be very renaissanceial in what we do, because it's not just actors are actors anymore. Actors are editors, actors are directors, and the lines are crossing a lot on these productions.
No, that's absolutely true, especially in indie film world. Actors, producers have to wear many hats, especially if you are producing, if you are doing a small production, then sometimes you have to take on even more roles. You have to, figure out catering. You have to figure out script supervision. You have to do so many things. And with COVID, the productions got even smaller. So that puts even more burden on indie filmmakers like myself.
Tell me a little bit about Angel by Thursday, because in this you play Julia. Tell me about Julia.
In Angel by Thursday, I play Julia Dennis. She, at the beginning of the film, we see her in Germany. I play an attorney, living in a very competitive, I would say, successful career-wise world, but not very happy relationship-wise world. And somewhat bitter, cold, closed up. Yes, it's a contrast. The urban world in Berlin is just a setup at the beginning, in contrast to Hawaii. When Julia, make a trip to Hawaii because I receive a certain message and decide to follow my heart and trust my gut and make that leap of faith. And there's obviously a contrast from, something like Berlin to Hawaii. And I go through, I would say, a very noticeable transformation as a person based on the events that happened to me in Hawaii.
Hawaii is obviously a character in this film too, because it is for me, every time I go to Hawaii, it takes me a full day or maybe even 2 days to kind of leave the city behind and start to feel the rhythm of the islands. And I think that happens for a lot of people. It is almost a culture shock to a lot of people.
It's actually very true. And in that sense, I can draw a parallel between myself and my character, Julia, in Angel by Thursday, because the first time when I came to Hawaii, I lived in California before and then worked in Washington, D.C. in a very urban, competitive environment. Very fast-paced, very different values, I would like to say. And so I had a culture shock when I came to Hawaii and did not know what to do with myself the first 6 months, because I had anxiety because I was not used to such a steady, peaceful, way of life. And so it took me a while to actually appreciate the differences and I don't want to go back.
Well,
And that's
I have that problem too.
In a nutshell, that's kind of what Julia was going through as well in Angel by Thursday.
The production of Angel by Thursday, though, was quite an undertaking for an independent film, because Hawaii is not always the easiest place to film. Was there a lot of, running around getting locations set up, or did you have a great team working with you on this film?
Well, I just want to make a small kind of note that I came as a producer only in post-production.
Oh, really?
So during the time of filming, I was focusing on my role as Julia. Mm-hmm. And Jeff Wallace, who's the writer, director, producer of the movie, and his wife, Claudia Wallace, they put a lot more effort into, getting all these locations. Jeff Wallace is actually a firefighter by profession. And so some of the locations that we got access to in this movie were amazing, because he had all these connections with the fire department and the police department. And so we got access to some of the closed roads, some of the roads where it's impossible to get a permit to film, from the state. So that was, we were really lucky. And just to give an idea for the audience who haven't seen the film yet, we have a house that is completely abandoned, that was used as sort of the place for the drug lord and all the drug operation in the movie. And that building itself is something. It's when we found out that we got access to it thanks to Jeff, we were stoked, because to get access to something like that for an indie film costs a lot of money.
I know that you did a lot of improv, and when you were studying acting, and everybody is still studying acting, by the way. As
an actor, you're always studying acting. You never give up.
When you're not auditioning, you're at acting classes, and then when you're not at acting classes, you're auditioning. So that's the way it is.
Or filming, or prepping for a new role. Yes.
Did improv come in handy in this production?
Yes, everything came in handy in this production, because when I found out that I got the leading role, I definitely was stoked. But then the next day, it hit me that it's a huge responsibility, and I have to prep as much I can, and I have to use everything that I have in my arsenal to be able to deliver and not to disappoint anyone, on the crew and my director. I started, I'd like to say I always liked to improv. Throughout my life, my whole life is pretty much an improv.
Nice.
I try to trust and let go. And sometimes it's difficult, but it comes with practice. But to be very honest, my first kind of conscious love for the craft of improv came from when I studied at UC Berkeley. And my professor there, Court Worthington, who trained US military to be able to improv when they are on a mission, doesn't matter in what country. And some of the things he taught us, I felt were very crucial, that was the foundation. Everything else was, came through practice. And in this movie, there were moments where we improved a lot, especially before going into the scene, which was something that I really enjoyed.
I think those training exercises you're always using them, even in life outside of a set. I mean, you're
no, absolutely. That's very true. That's very true. As I said, it's good to learn to improv not only on screen but in life as well.
Now, when you're number one on the call sheet, you set the tone for the day of shooting, I would imagine. That's a big responsibility to, for the extras and for everybody else that's surrounding you. They look at you and go, wow, she's in a great mood. Let's all be in a great mood.
I mean, I would like to take credit for that, but honestly, I don't think I can, because I feel that's how I felt on that specific set of Angel by Thursday. Our director and writer, Jeff Wallace, he was the one who set the tone for the whole film. And he grew up in Hawaii, and he's full of aloha, which is, that spirit of love and welcoming. And he left all the drama for the screen. There was no drama absolutely on set. We were all as one ohana, as one family, well fed, well rested. It was in that sense, he was the one who created a very, fruitful environment for everyone on set, including myself.
And so it was a family environment for you and your co-actors as well?
Yes, absolutely. It was, I wish I could tell you how much fun it was filming this movie, even though there were so many, tragic and traumatic and, very heartfelt and heart-piercing moments. But the environment that was created, it was so nurturing. It was, I had as much time as I needed pretty much to get to that point emotionally, that I needed to, I felt what I needed to feel, so to say. I was emotionally full in every scene. And I think a lot of it was thanks to our director, Jeff Wallace, and thank you to all cast and crew who were very patient with everyone.
Jeff is a really great guy. He's, he knows his stuff, and yet allows his actors to feel free and make suggestions and work as a team.
Yes, we got a lot of freedom. I would say my scene partner, Ken Mitepi, was the one that I worked with the most. And we rehearsed a lot. We got a chance to get together a lot. We got a chance to improv a lot. We got a chance to try different things. And it was a blast. I don't know how else to describe that. It was literally like going through a 2-year acting academy, but like it was all like condensed into like this set,
I have one of my dear friends who worked on the film, Arlene, who is just a dynamite person, and she's just nonstop too. She is always honing her craft.
Yeah, she's definitely an energizer bunny. She's everywhere at the same time, and not many people can can be Arlene. Yeah. She was our producer, and she also played Clint's mother, Mrs. Tobias. She's very positive and very, she has that, energy that is inspiring, so to say. She's definitely a very, very energetic person, and we were happy to be able to work with her, for sure.
I've been on a few film sets in Hawaii over the years, and I'll tell you, the one big thing that I've always been surprised at has been the catering in Hawaii is always fantastic.
We had great catering on Angel by Thursday set as well, thanks to Jeff Wallace and Claudia Wallace. They definitely made sure that everyone was taken care of. Even I know one of our crew members had a dog that she didn't have anyone to leave it with, so the dog was very well fed too.
In our final moments we have, and I want to thank you so much, Olga, for being part of my day today and taking time with me. What do you think audiences are going to take away from Angel by Thursday?
Well, my hope is that audience, when they watch Angel by Thursday, they will be able to find not only, connection with the characters, but also with the subject. I know when from the feedback that I've received, when people watch the trailer, they realize that there will be some, heavy and some traumatic moments. However, the film is about finding healing and forgiveness. And so the audience who watches Angel by Thursday, I truly hope that if they or their relatives or anyone they know have ever had any traumatic moments in their life or experienced those moments, that they would be able to find healing watching that film. And they would be able to look at their situation in their own life differently. And like one of my really good friends said, who had experienced loss of her mother in her life, which was a huge trauma for herself. After watching this movie, she said, this movie is the best therapy session I've ever had.
Yeah, and I think on the other side of that coin, for those people who have people in their lives that have gone through trauma, this helps explain that trauma to us so that we can help better or understand better what people are going through.
Yes, for sure. So I would like to encourage all of the audience to open their hearts and give this film a shot, because I can guarantee you that after watching this film, you will become kinder, you will become happier in some way, and hopefully your broken heart will be healed, at least some more.
Thank you so much for your time today.